Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Sweat Club. I am very excited today because I actually really want to practice yoga today. And this is the only class I teach all week that I actually do the practice while I say it. Today we're going to have a few different variations. I'm just really looking forward to. We're going to work on some hips. We are going to work on some slower movement today, but that doesn't mean it won't be strong, right? So you are going to come started in a seated meditation today. We've got one more person here, so I'm going to let Linda in quick. Hang tight. So you can find your seat. And remember, any seat is a good seat. Legs crossed, legs extended. Ooh, and that's going to annoy me that that's not straight. There we go. It's crooked in here, but straight on there. Okay. Bring your hands somewhere on your body. So they could be on your legs, they could be on your torso, just somewhere that's comfortable and feels nice and grounding. And then close your eyes. These first few moments of class are really precious because they give us that sensation of dropping into the body or dropping into the practice, right? Transitioning out of your daily life and into what does your body need today? So take a deep breath in. And then exhale slowly out the nose. Take that again. And so we're just having really slow breath. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Continue to breathe deeply, equal inhales and equal exhales. Today's class is going to be centered around the intention of release. And I think sometimes we can mistake release for being the same as letting go. But to me, release feels more like something that's trying to get out. Or maybe something you've been clinging to and preventing from leaving either your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Maybe you've been holding in your joy. Or maybe you need to release pent up fear. So as you sit and breathe deeply, see if you can't land on an idea of something you need to release, something that is looking to get out, to escape, that's no longer serving you. Maybe it's something you need to share with the world, or maybe it's something that you just need to allow to escape. So find that intention, deep breath in. And out. If you know Ujjayi breath, you can start to constrict the back of your throat slightly to create a sound like an ocean wave. Otherwise, just remember, if you are breathing equally on your inhales and exhales, you are practicing yoga. One more inhale. And exhale. Next breath in, open up your eyes and take a glance up here at me because I'm going to offer a few variations. So variation 1 is you are going to begin with a seated cat-cow. So you could do this in any seat. As you inhale, you'll pull your chest forward, roll your shoulders back. And as you exhale, you'll tuck your chin around through your spine, pull the belly button up and in. So that's 1, moving with the breath. Inhale forward, exhale back. Option 2, which is a little bit different today, we're going to move through toes curled under in broken toe pose. Your hands will be on your heels. As you inhale, you'll push your chest up and forward. So it's not like we're going into camel. We're just opening the chest and the throat. And then as you exhale, you'll tuck your chin, round through your spine, and come into rabbit pose by bringing the top of the head to the floor, lifting the hips off the heels as much as you can, pulling the hands into the heels. So these are the 2 options. Inhale, you'll lift up. Pick your version. Remember, you might be in a seated. Our version of, let's see, that would be cow. And then exhale, tuck and round, take your variation. If you're bringing your top of your head down to the mat, remember the crown just barely touches as you pull into the hands and the heels. Keep going. Move with the breath at your own speed. And really try and focus on the spine being in 2 different sort of extreme states, right? On your inhale, you're dropping the belly forward, shoulders come back, heart is opening, throat is opening. And as you exhale, you tuck the chin and round. Take 3 more rounds. And then after 3 rounds, we'll meet back up in the center in a meditative pose. Maybe you untuck the toes if you can. You might try to hang out with me a bit longer. For 3, 2, and 1. Come forward. We'll all meet in a tabletop pose. Maybe you try not to use your hands to get there. If you're in a seat, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. If you had your feet tucked under, you could pound the top of the feet out on the ground. If you have downstairs neighbors, say hi to them, right? Pound really hard, getting the blood back into the toes, into the heels. This is a time where I pull my socks off because I'm going to start to get slippery if I don't pull them off. So you're welcome to follow suit. Now, we've already been in our cat and cow variation, but we'll take it again here. So drop your belly, roll your shoulders back, gaze forward, but we'll stay in cow pose. So in cow, allow the belly to relax down to the mat. Think about pulling the scapula together. So really squeeze the scapula together. Pelvis tilts up towards the sky. And then now on your next exhale, you can tuck the chin round into cat. Gaze towards your pelvis. Try to separate the shoulder blades so we're getting them away from one another as your back gets really broad. Belly button into the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale to center. Exhale. So like I said, today is going to have extra options more than normal because I want you to take either a little bit of fire, if that's going to help you release, or a little bit of softening. So option 1, child's pose for 5 breaths, heels back. Option 2, down dog for 5 breaths. For some reason, I have this belief that when we need to release something, we release it from around our heart center. It's almost like that visual of someone cracking their heart open, right? They crack their heart open, they let it go. Whatever it was that they were having trapped, right, in the body, that's where it comes from. So today we will be focusing on opening through the heart. And if you happen to have any thoughts, you get short of breath when your heart's open, you feel stressed, just know that's normal. You can always come out slightly and continue to breathe. Take one more inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, we'll all meet in tabletop pose, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Walk your knees together. And then shoot your right leg back. Keep the toe off the ground. Option to have it down if you like. Pull your belly button into your spine. So really squeeze up and in, making sure we don't have a big back bend. Take a breath in. And then exhale, bring your right knee to your right tricep. Try to get it as high as you can up onto the tricep. So this will be a variation that a lot of you might do for the whole day. Inhale, leg extends back. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, hug up and in. Again, leg extends back. Pull the belly button in. And then exhale, right knee, right tricep, and now step the foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge. Push your left knee back. So really push that left knee back as far as we can get it so we start to facilitate a big stretch on this left hip flexor. Option to sway side to side. And then come back to that pattern of your breath. I'm already warm, I'm already sweaty, which means we're doing something right. Come to stillness if you're moving. And try to pull your chest forward, almost like you're trying to bring it through your hands. So it'll look like, et voila, right? Imagining you're in a bit of a back bend, because what are we doing? We're opening through the heart today. 3, 2, and then 1. Curl the back toe under, lift the back knee up, and we'll hold for a second here, deepening the stretch. Option to stay. Just enjoying this stretch, enjoying being a loose term, right? As much as you can. Option to come down to the forearms if you like. If you're on the forearms, keep the right knee driving in towards the tricep. Breath in. And out. If you're down, you'll press back up. And then bring your back knee down. Wiggle it forward slightly, right knee comes back, and we're back in tabletop pose. Let's rinse it out by dropping the belly, roll the shoulders back, look forward, cow. Inhale, and then exhale, tuck and round cat. Inhale, back to center, extend the left leg back. Feels weird, I was like, oh, my left leg already feels so warmed up. That makes sense, because we really warmed up that hip flexor, right? Pull the belly button into the spine, your spine is nice and long. All right, now inhale. Exhale, take your left knee to your left tricep. Hug it up and in. Perfect. Inhale, extend, reach. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, extend and reach. And then exhale, left knee, left tricep. Here we go, hug. And then step the foot to the outside of the hand, a low lunge. Now push your right knee back. Big push of the right knee back as far as you can get it. And first we come to this stretch on the right hip flexor. Now notice if you're looking down to the ground, your shoulders are rounding forward. This is the time where I'll ask you to retract the scapula, i.e. pull them close to one another as you pull your hands gently towards your body to open through the heart. Steady breath in and out. And back to center. Option 1, you can always stay with the knee down. Option 2, lift the knee up off the mat and now stay here. Still encouraging the right hip flexor down towards the ground with a gentle push as you pull the left hip back. If you like, you're welcome to bring the forearms down towards the mat. But remember, don't sacrifice the, I should say, kind of the integrity of the spine for coming down to the forearms. So even if you are down on the forearms, still try to gaze forward and pull the heart forward. So it should be a pretty extreme stretch no matter what you've chosen on that right hip. Hold, 3. I know my leg is shaking like crazy, 2. And then 1. Hands come to the mat. Push yourself back up. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower your right knee down to the mat. Wiggle it forward. Zip your left knee back. Awesome. Now come to a seat on your heels. You're going to come to your butt without using your hands. Easiest way, as you may remember, just you might find another way, a really creative way to come to your butt, and then wiggle yourself to the front of the mat. If you're in the back like me, we're gonna walk the feet all the way up to the front. Then extend the legs forward, pull your belly button in, and roll yourself down one vertebra at a time to the ground. You might go slower than me. You might go faster than me. I was pretty fast, so hopefully you go a little bit slower than me. Great. Once you're on your back, let's meet in bridge pose. Feet will be hip-width distance apart. Now, we're getting a little creative today with how we move into our back bends. So first, before you lift your hips up, press your palms into the mat by your sides. Then lift your upper back up. Squeeze your scapula together and try to reach your heart up towards the ceiling. So your upper back is already lifted up off the mat, but your hips are still on the ground. Think about splaying the ribs out and extending this through the belly, through the chest, up to the collarbones. Now, once you're there, you can lift the hips high up to the sky and find your bridge pose. Option to stay here or reach those hands up over the head. Place the back of the hands on the ground behind your head. Inhale. Pull your feet towards your body, engage to the posterior chain of your legs. Exhale. Again, breath in. And then exhale. If your arms are up, you are going to simultaneously lower the hands and the hips, walking one vertebra at a time, so they each hit the ground at the same time. Hands and hips hit at the same time. Awesome. So option one is you are just going to flow with only the hips. On the inhale, you'll lift the hips high. Exhale, you'll lower. Option two is you will inhale, lift both hips and hands up. They will reach their peak, right? The hands will hit the floor. Your hips will be as high as they can be. And then as you exhale, you'll lower both the hands and the hips down. So this is another opportunity for you to move with your own breath and really feel into your body. I often think as well of release, this idea of release, right, as a catharsis. And often it doesn't happen when we just sit on the couch, right? We kind of need to do these things to prompt a release, be it physical, be it emotional, and movement and breath is a fantastic way to do it. So take one more round. And then we'll meet at the bottom, hands down, hips down. Now, next we will come to, listen carefully, tabletop pose. You might roll onto one side, push yourself up and come to tabletop. If you're feeling a little crazy, you might rock and roll forward and back a couple times and then come to your feet and come to tabletop. I told you, tons of options today. Once you're in tabletop pose, remember there are 9 million ways. Walk your hands forward, one handprint, so your hands are in front of the shoulders. Option one, you'll stay in tabletop. Option two, push up and back to downward facing dog. Whether you're in tabletop or down dog, inhale, lift your right leg high. Push the hands into the mat. Kick your foot towards your butt and open your hip to the side. So you're gonna get that right hip open as much as you can. Keep equal weight in both hands. And if you like, you could look under the right armpit, kind of creating a little bit of a back bend, right? You're allowing the chest to move forward, allowing the hips to move forward while the foot moves back. 3, 2, 1. Close the hip, extend the leg long. Inhale. And then exhale, right knee, right tricep. We're going right to where we were before. Take a breath in, stay here. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand, low lunge. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toe, look forward. Now you may stay and enjoy this stretch, or we might start to turn it up a little bit, because I would not be me if I didn't ask you to turn it up a little bit. Bend into your back knee, reach your foot up towards the ceiling. If you need padding on the knee, that's fine, but ideally you're above the knee. So if you bend into the knee and it really puts a lot of pressure on your knee, try and push your left leg back more so your knee is actually, or the weight is actually above the knee. Hold here. Now, if you're like, Madison, this is great
Great, I'm glad. Now try to squeeze the foot as close as you can to the butt so you engage in the hamstring in a shortened position until it feels like it's about to cramp. Maybe it does cramp, and if it does, you know what that means. You get a gold star. Silver would not be good enough. Gold star for cramping. 3, 2, okay, 1. Lower the foot down. Curl the back toe under. Lift up and back. You might connect the knee to the tricep first and lift the foot to either down dog or tabletop pose. Breath in and out. Inhale your left leg high. Start with the hip closed, internal rotation in the left thigh. And then exhale, kick the foot to the butt, open the hip. So this is your permission to be a little dramatic. Even if you're in tabletop, you can open the hip to the side. Maybe if you're in down dog, you look under that armpit on the left side. Start pushing the belly forward, the heart forward. Leg will go back. 3, 2, and 1. Close the hip. Take a breath in, extend the leg. Exhale, take your left knee to your left tricep. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, slowly. Left knee, left tricep. Hug up and in. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to tricep, and now this time you're going to take a big step, low lunge. You might stay here for a little bit if this feels okay. You might bring the back knee down and chill here, or if you're coming with me because you love the hamstring party, you'll start to bend into that back knee, reach the foot up towards the sky. You can either flex or point. I don't really care which you do. What I care more about is that hamstring engaging and hold. Squeeze in till you can find the edge of a little bit of a cramp on the hamstring. 3. I taught something like this morning, and the students were making really funny faces, so I hope you are too. 2. And 1. Great work. Release. Curl the back toe under. Lift the back knee up. Connect the knee to the tricep. Lift the foot. Push up and back, either tabletop or down dog. We will be in down dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. Count your breaths today. Inhale. Exhale when you're ready. Let the energy of your breath begin to shift the mind, shift the body. If you are in child's pose, pull yourself out, meet us in a tabletop pose, and then we'll all look forward. You might want to come to down dog for this one. Walk 1 footprint at a time to the top of the mat and fold into Uttanasana. Head is heavy. Grab for opposite elbows, ragdoll pose, sway side to side. Let the spine release. Your head is super relaxed. And then drop the hands down to the ground. Now, without moving your feet, push them away from each other. So you should feel the outside of the legs start to fire up. Take a micro bend in your knees and squeeze your glutes. If you have that mind-body connection, see if you can squeeze your butt in this position. Then once all those things are happening, you can roll up 1 vertebra at a time. If you have any back issues, I encourage you to go to chair and then press through chair all the way to standing. Once you've reached the top, you might feel like a zombie when you get all the way up here. If you're anything like me, hands face forward, Tadasana. Breath in and out. All right, inhale, sweep up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Your fingertips will point down towards the ground. Hug the elbows in, so not out, in. Great. Now, on your next breath in, push your chest up towards the ceiling. We'll be here for a little bit. If you were to glance up at me, you'll notice that in a back bend, I am not leaning backwards. My body is actually moving in front of my hips, right? my chest, my belly, everything is moving forward. So eventually my shoulders are actually more in line with my hips than my stomach is. So try to push that forward, open the heart, open the throat. This is where we start that release, right? It might feel uncomfortable, might feel a little tense. That's okay. Breathe into the collarbones. 3, 2, and 1. Breath in. Exhale, tuck your chin, round through the spine now, and slide your hands down your glutes, your hamstrings. Be like, oh, nice butt, nice legs, because you definitely have that. Pull yourself down and in, grab for the calves or somewhere behind the leg and pull into your Uttanasana. Then inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands to your shins, lift up halfway. So there's this tactile sensation, right? Exhale, fold forward, pull yourself down and in. Inhale, halfway lift again. Slide up, lift up. Exhale, fold down and in. This time, inhale, sit back. You can release the hands from the body and come to your chair pose. Reach your hands high. So for today's class, normally I'm like, take the most insane chair you can take. You're crazy, right? Today, the legs are bent. I want your legs to stay bent as we move through this position, but today is all about the arms. So extend the arms forward, for now anyway. Extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Great, and we're just gonna do a swimmer. So flip the hands back and swim the arms back behind you nice and slow. If you have shoulder issues, you might start here and sweep from here, right? You don't have to do the full range. Sweep back and then bend in the elbows. Maybe you can hover the hands above the low back. Great, extend through the arms. Rotate the shoulders as far back as you can, and then sweep the hands up to the sky. Awesome, that was one, only like 15 more to go, right? Make a fist with your hand now. So create fists. If you have long nails, wrap your fingernails on the outside of the thumbs, flip the hands, and sweep the arms back. Try to push the knuckles away from each other and squeeze through your arms as much as you can. Call that a radiation as you're squeezing the triceps. Bend in the elbows, hover above the low back. Next breath in, extend, rotate, rotate, rotate as far back as you can. Then reach the hands high. One more. You can do one more. Sweep the hands back, get deeper into your chair pose. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate the shoulders, bend into the elbows. One more time. Extend. Feel your triceps flex with the arms extend. Then rotate, rotate, rotate. Bring the hands up to the sky. This time, come to standing. Exhale, hands by your sides. Release Tadasana. Close your eyes. Breath in. Breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your hands up, look up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back to either plank or tabletop pose. Our first opportunity to lower down to the mat. Nice and easy. Elbows move back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Chest down to the mat. Today, walk your fingers out to the side. So palms are off the mat, just fingertips. And then inhale, lift the chest up and start to open through the heart. So even though we are on the ground, back, quote unquote, bending, right? The chest is trying to move forward and up. Hold. 3, 2, with every breath in, get a little bit higher. And 1, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Hands come by your sides. Curl your toes under. Option 1, tabletop. Option 2, lift the thighs first. Elbows back, push up to plank. And then exhale, either tabletop or downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high. Close the hip, so look down, make sure your thigh is rolling in. And then exhale, knee to nose. Hold here, take a breath in. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Back knee could be down or up, and then inhale, come up, crescent pose. Hands high, palms face each other. Sink down into your crescent, pull your right hip back, left hip forward. The nice thing is that our hip flexor here is pretty warmed up from the work that we did on the ground. So that means you might be able to get a little bit deeper because you're already warmed up in that hip flexor. Inhale. Exhale. Again, keep breathing. Once more. Inhale. Exhale, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Push into the palms, push up and back to either tabletop or downward facing dog. Let's move to the opposite side right away. Inhale, left leg high, internal rotation in the thigh. Sink your right heel down. Exhale, let's take knee to nose. Hold here. Lean forward for a breath in. And then exhale, step through. Low lunge, back knee up or down. Inhale up, crescent pose. And again, right hip flexor really should be a little warmed up, so you might be able to sink lower today as you reach the hands high. Hold. 3. Slow count. If you feel wobbly, come on back in. 2. 1. Breath in. Exhale. Slow. Sweep the hands down. Frame the foot. Push up and back, either downward facing dog or tabletop. Look forward. Here's where tabletop might want to meet us so we can walk forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, set your butt back, come to chair pose. Are we gonna do another swimmer? Yes, of course we are. We gotta do one more, so make your fists. Maybe sit a little bit deeper this time. Flip the palms out. Swipe these bad boys back, little by little. Rotate through the shoulder, rotate, rotate, rotate. And then hover hands above the low back, bend into the elbows. Breath in and out. Extend the arms, squeeze the triceps. Rotate, 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 little by little. Reach the hands high to the sky. Breath in. Exhale, come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. All right, inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands come behind the low back again. We're doing this variation. So hug the elbows in, then push the belly forward. So actually, take a look up here at me. I want this to almost be like a spinal wave, starting from your abdomen, your low belly. So I'm gonna go low belly, mid, eventually chest, and the last thing to open will be the neck. So roll yourself up into this kind of back front bend. Heart opener, 3. What are you releasing? Envision that streaming out the chest, 2. 1, breath in. Exhale, fold forward, tuck your chin, slide your hands down your hot butt, hamstrings, calves, pull yourself down and in. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to either tabletop or downward facing dog. Option to hold either of these positions, or we come forward and lower slow. 4, 3, 2, to your belly, 1. Fingers come out, no palms on the mat, and then inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift yourself up. Our cobra variation for today, arms wide, feels kind of nice, doesn't it? And then exhale, lower yourself back down. Hands come by your sides. Curl your toes under. Lift your thighs first if you're doing plank, otherwise push up to tabletop. Exhale back, tabletop or downward dog. Right away, inhale your right leg high. Internal rotation in the thigh, and then exhale, let's take the right knee to the right tricep. Take a breath in, stay here, don't move. Exhale, step your foot to your outside of your hand, low lunge. Lower the back knee down, everybody, and then untuck the toe. Nice big stretch. Option 1, stay here, hang out, enjoy this stretch in the hip. Option 2, you're going to bend into the knee, flex the foot up. Option 3, and this is something that I am going to scream internally about, you can reach your right hand up and back and grab for the foot. Now, if you're grabbing the foot, the tendency is to open to the side, but instead, I'd rather you pull the foot in and turn your heart forward. So I'm going to actually grab the inside of the foot so I can drop my shoulder, my right shoulder forward as I pull, it's terrible, pull my foot towards my butt. So tell your quad, that the muscles on the front of your thigh, those ones that are like shrieking, tell them to relax. Be like, hey buddy, chill out. I'm just here. And if you can't get the foot what are you doing? You're squeezing the leg towards the glute to make the hamstring start to cramp. Yeah, that's yoga. That's what it is. 3, 2, notice if you can get a little bit more relaxation in the hip. 1, breath in. Release the foot if you have it, but don't let it move anywhere. So squeezing the hamstring. Oh, try not to let it move. Good control. Now extend the leg. We all meet with the leg down. Connect your right knee to your right tricep. Step back, either tabletop or lift the back knee up and back, downward facing dog. Guess what? We're going to go again. Inhale your right leg high. So same side, guys, not the left leg. Right leg goes up. Now we'll take the knee to the nose. Lean forward and step through low lunge. Crescent pose. Inhale your hands high. Now, variation on crescent. We are going to come to a bit of a back bend, just like you did when you're standing. So first, belly pushes forward. Push the belly, the chest, the heart, and open, then bend in the knee. And notice, again, my shoulders are still in line with my hips. I'm moving my torso to the front to come into a back bend. Reach the hands up. Option to stay here or make fists. Rotate through the shoulders and sweep the arms back and hold here. I don't know what this power pose is called, but it should feel pretty stinking powerful, right? 3, cracking that heart open, releasing whatever it is you need to release today. 2, great work, everyone. 1, inhale, hands high. And then let's take a warrior 2. Oh, I forgot I could open my hips in that direction, right? We've been working very linear. So now let's try and do the opposite. Take your hands to your hips to start. I know your arms are probably tired. Bring them to the inside of the hip and just tell them to externally rotate slightly. So thighs will move out, which means your right knee will move out to the side, push into the outer edge of the back heel, then extend the arms long, and we'll hold here. Breath in. Breath out. Gaze off your front hand. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work. One more. Breath in. And out. All right, look forward. And then swipe the hands down to the inside. Actually, let's frame the foot. I lied. Frame your foot. Lift your back heel off the mat. So option 1, you might stay here and stretch, trying to bring the chest forward. You could, again, bring the back knee down and think about coming into an Anjaneyasana. This is option 1. Option 2, you're going to move to standing splits, which means you'll bend into the front knee, lift your back foot up, and try to come bringing your forehead towards your shin. But make sure your hip is closed, so internally rotate the left hip as you lift the foot high. 2 options. Remember, option 1, standing splits. Option 2, you might be here or here. No matter what we're doing, we're working on opening the hip and what? Most importantly, breathing, baby. 3, 2, and 1. If you are in standing splits, step back. We will all lift the back knee up. Hands come to the mat. Push up and back to either tabletop or downward facing dog for a breath in. And out. That was one side. Can you believe it? One side? What? We got a whole nother side. Inhale your left leg high. Internal rotation. And then exhale. Take your left knee to your left tricep. Breath in. And exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand. Low lunge. Bring the back knee down. Option 1, hanging out here, you are going to have brand new hip flexors. We are undoing all of that seating. Option 2, bend into the back knee. Option 3, shift your weight over into your right hand. Reach for the back of the foot. Now, for me, I want to pull that shoulder forward, but it works better to actually grab for the inside of the foot so I can close the shoulder and bend into the elbow. Try to get your foot, terrible. Foot as close to your butt as you can. At least you know I'm doing this with you, right? Doesn't it feel better to know that my thigh is also resisting arrest right now? Hold. Surrender where you can. 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot, but make it stay where it is. Oh, don't go anywhere. Flex. Great. Bring the hand down to the ground. Oh, lower the back knee down to the mat. Connect the knee to the tricep. Curl the back toe under. Lift, up, Option 1, tabletop pose, both knees down. Option 2, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Remember, if you're in tabletop, you're moving here. Everyone, inhale your left leg high, so same leg. Exhale, take your knee to your nose. Take a breath in, lean forward, and then exhale, step through, low lunge. You could keep your back knee on the ground or lift the back knee up, and inhale, come up, crescent pose. Now, we are building a back bend in crescent from the bottom up. So first, push the belly button forward. Then extend through the ribs, the solar plexus, right? Chest expands, heart opens, shoulders back, reach the hands up, open the throat. Now, option to stay here, sink down into that front knee because it's like you crept up. Make fists, sweep the arms back, find your superhero power pose, and hold here with your heart open. What are you releasing? Let it bust out of your chest right now because that's literally what's happening. 3. Feel the energy of your breath, your strength. 2. And then 1. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, spin the back heel down, warrior 2. And then bring the hands to the hips. Give your arms a little bit of a break. Good job, arms. So hands to the hips. Think external rotation in the thighs, right? So your left knee will push out to the side as you sink down. Right thigh will roll out. Then we take the arms long, gaze off your front hand. Now you have 3 very slow breaths. Bonus points if you want. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. But you could pull your feet towards one another in this if you need your warrior 2 to be harder. Hold and breathe. 3. I think you've already had at least 1 breath. 2, sink down. We can do this together. 1, breath in. Exhale. Ooh, sweep the hands down, frame the foot. Lift the back heel off the mat. Now remember, 2 options here. Option 1, back knee will come down and will come up Anjaneyasana. Your hands might be here, they might stay here, or they might be here on the knee. 1. Option 2, launching up to standing splits on the left leg. Forehead comes towards the shin. Internal rotation in the right thigh. You might try to challenge your balance by taking one hand to the ankle or both hands. Whatever you do, breathe deep. 3, 2, and then 1 if you're in standing splits. We'll step back if you're in Anjaneyasana. Hands come down. Lift your back knee up. Push up and back, either down dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. So if you need a rest, bring the butt down. Reach the arms forward, child's pose. If you need more fire, stay in down dog. Notice your reaction to these back bends that we've been doing. This heart opening, throat opening. We all tend to have initial panic reactions a little bit. Resistance, you might say. You might even say resistance to release something that we've been clinging to. One more breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, look forward. If you are in tabletop, pull yourself, or if you're in child's pose, pull yourself up to down dog, and then we'll all walk to the top of the mat into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit your butt back, take your arms wide, push to a chair pose. No, I'm not going to make you do another shoulder thing. That would be rude because I'm going to make you do another one in a second. Exhale. Come to standing, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Whew, breath in. And a breath out. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your sweat. All right, moving on to our balancing pose, but with a bit of a change up today. So we're working on warrior 3. You are very prepared to warrior 3, but that's kind of our starting point. So first, bring your hands to heart center. Switch your weight over into your right leg. Lighten your left foot and sweep your left leg back. And try to make a T shape with your body. So your upper body is going to be parallel with the ground. Your left shin, left leg ideally is parallel with the back of the ground. Let's call it that. Hold here. Option to extend the arms if you want. 3, 2, and 1. Come up to standing. Feet together, hands by your sides. Tadasana, take a break. Breath in. And breath out. All right, other side, easy peasy. Who knows, maybe this is your really good side and it's gonna feel super easy. Shift your weight into your left leg. Hands come to heart center. Right foot lifts and then extend it up and back into a warrior 3. For me, this is for some reason my easy side. I was right. See, look, power of positive thinking. Am I right? That is the power. Okay, option to reach the hands forward and you will hold. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come to standing. Bring your feet together, hands by your side, Tadasana. Breath in. Breath out, shake it out. All right, now, as always, things are going to get a little bit more strange because that's how I like it. Shift your weight over into your right leg. We're going to do the same thing, however, with a variation. If you would like to glance at me first, so maybe you watch me do it and then you try it, you'll come to your warrior 3, hands at heart center, right? And then bend into your knee and try to reach your knee up as high as you can. Once you're there, you might extend your arms back and try to reach the chest up as far as you can. So that's the variation on this. So get ready, shift your weight over into your right leg. If you're not already there, extend left leg back. Hands can be at heart center to start. Bend in the knee. Reach the hands back towards that leg. Hold and hover. And if you can get a hand or 2 hands to reach, you're welcome to pull the foot in towards the glute while you take a back bend. 3, 2, and 1. Release with control. If you do have the foot, step your feet together, hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale and exhale because I'm out of breath. Okay, here we go. Shift your weight over into your left leg. Then, same concept. Start with the hands at heart center. Extend the right leg back. Bend into the knee. Start to lift your spine up so you're almost in a back bend, right? Because you're lifting, lifting, lifting. Then you could reach one hand or both hands behind you, trying to squeeze the foot into the butt while you reach the heart forward. Then we count for like an eternity is what it's going to seem like, even though it's not that long. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release the foot with control. Come out. Hands by your sides, Tadasana. Breath in. And a deep breath out. So this is a real different variation on dancer's pose. Normally, we're kicking the foot into the hand, we're opening, we're being super expansive, but today we're pulling inwards, right? We're pulling inwards as we crack open, lift open the heart. So one more variation that you have 2 options. Option 1 you can do with the right toe on the ground. So let's shift the weight into the left leg. Either you're here or you're here. Oh man, I can do this. Here we go, team. We can do this together. Or you're here in warrior 3. Then you're going to extend the arms forward and you're going to do one of those swimmers in your warrior 3. Hover the hands above the low back. Once you're there, try to take a beat and then extend through the arms and do the swimmer back forward. Maybe you can do 2 of them. Remember, your toe can be on the ground as you do this. Totally up to you. Toe, get it? Totally up to you. That was a good joke. Oh, I did 2. It was terrible. Come to standing when you're ready and you finished your second round. We will wait for you at the top of the mat if you're still moving. You do not need to rush. Breath in. And a breath out. Switch your weight over into your opposite leg, right leg. Left toe back. Remember, you could either be here, swimmer. Yeah, this is nice, right? Or here, lifting up, left leg high, arms come forward. Make a fist with your hands as you rotate really slow through the shoulder. Give yourself knucks as per usual. Hover above the low back. Extend. Come forward again. Do 2 rounds because you love yourself. You love your body. You are crushing it no matter what you've chosen. 3. Extend the arms forward. 2. Ooh, I went faster on that one. And then when you've had enough, 1. Feet together, hands by your sides. Tadasana. Close your eyes. Breath in. And out. Again, inhale. Exhale. All right, take your hands to your hips. Step your feet wide. So first, wide, big stance. Then 2 options. Option 1, you might maintain this and come into a back bend, but with a power pose, right? You are having this catharsis. You are releasing as you point your heart forward, shoulders back, chest back. If you feel like you need support in the low back, fingertips point down, same concept. Heart forward, chest open, shoulders back. Maybe close your eyes and envision whatever it is you are releasing, pouring out your chest. You have done the movement. You've shifted the energy. You have done the work. Feel that catharsis as you release. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breath in. And then exhale very slowly. Slide your hands down your glutes. Hamstrings, calves. Pull yourself down and in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend in your knees. Plant your hands. Step back to either plank or tabletop pose and lower slow. 4, 3, 2, all the way to the belly. 1, untuck the toes. Hands come out to the side. Inhale, lift up. Baby cobra. And this time, dip your right shoulder forward as you turn over to the left. Inhale up. Dip your left shoulder forward as you turn over to the right. Inhale up. Right shoulder forward, look to the left. Inhale up. Left shoulder forward, look to the right. Inhale up. Now, lift high. But then I'm going to ask you to lift your hands. Bring your forearms to the ground and come to a Sphinx pose. Plant the palms firm, shoulders back, close your eyes. Keep elongating the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic work, everyone. Come down to the mat. Forehead comes to the hands. Briefly wiggle your hips side to side to release. And then once you feel like you've got that release, you can flip yourself over onto our back. If you want to spin around so you can still see me, that's fine. Doesn't matter what direction you're facing on your mat though. Come all the way down. And then bring your knees up to 90 degrees. So knees in line with hips, and you might need to rock and roll like I did to get the weight on the low back, right? Lift the hips up. And then knees in line with ankles. Perfect. Once you're there, push the belly button down to the ground. So feel the low back press in as you pull the belly button in and squeeze. Now push your hands into your knees into your hands. Lift your head and shoulders up and push them into one another as much as you can. So what we are doing, and this is really hard to talk even, is we're elongating the spine after potentially you may have compressed the low back a little bit. This can happen when we don't have enough bend in the upper spine, right? Push knees into hands, hands into knees, hold, squeeze. 3, 2, ooh, and 1. Feet come down. Hands out to the sides, palms face up, and then let's windshield wiper the legs side to side. I know I say this isn't very useless or isn't very useful, windshield wipering, but sometimes it just feels good. We don't always have to have a goal. Sometimes the goal is how can we move closer to a shavasana that is going to be meditative, to be rewarding. Come back to center. Option 1, knees at 90. Take them over to the right side. look to the left, and you can make sure your arms are close-ish to a T. Option 2, take your right leg long, draw your left knee in, bump your right hip under, and then same thing, twist while gazing over to the left. My whole spine went, always satisfying. All right, let your body be heavy. In the spirit of release, right? Although we've been talking a bit about your intention, can you physically release into the pose? And maybe you're like, no, Madison, I'm clinging on for dear life here. Twisting it's hard. Instead, release the tension in your jaw, release the tension anywhere in your forehead, your face, right? We don't need that. When you're ready, you can transition onto the opposite side. Maybe in between, you take a happy baby, right? I'm gonna do that. So I encourage evening the hips out, right? Brief happy baby. Option to move, option to stay still. And then you can bring your knees together to 90 or your right knee into your chest. Twist over to the left side. Bring your arms out to a T or maybe goalpost arms. Try to keep those shoulders heavy on the mat. And then same thing as before. Any tension you have in the jaw or in the face, let that go. We don't need that. Deep breath in. Exhale, surrender down to the mat even more. Inhale. Exhale. One more full round of breath. And then when you feel like this side is even with the other side, you can transition back out. And as always, it's option time. So option 1, if there's anything else you would like to do, what do you need to do to feel complete in your practice? Please take it. It can just be a little bit of a movement. Option 2, Shavasana. You might want to rock right in if you feel prepared and you are ready for your final meditative posture. I'm going to give about another minute, so whether you move or stay still, it's up to you. If you're moving into Shavasana, lift your chest up, bring your shoulder blades close together and slide them down your back so you create a little space, and notice how that helps lift the heart space up towards the ceiling a bit more. Works well with this idea of our release, maybe even our catharsis, whatever you want to call it today. About 30 more seconds if you are doing two-sided work. And then if you're still moving, make your way to Shavasana. Just like I suggested before for Shavasana, lift the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down, depressing the shoulder blades to give a little bit more of a lift in the heart, a little more length in the neck. You did it. You are there. Now is your time of rest. Take a deep breath in. An open mouth exhale, let it go. I want you to make noise when you do this. You have 2 more rounds. This is you releasing. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. I think you can do it more. One more time. This is every last bit you've got. Breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Fantastic work. Release into your Shavasana. If you would like to stay in Shavasana, please stay here. But if you are ready to move out of your practice, move very slowly. Inhale and exhale. And then maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Eventually allow your movements to grow a little bit larger. Option to reach the arms above the head, point your toes, take a big morning stretch and rock your head side to side. And then eventually you can draw one knee towards the chest and the other.
And give yourself a little bit of a hug. Maybe compress that low back into the mat a bit, giving a massage, left, right, right, left. Roll over onto your favorite side, using your arm as a pillow in fetal pose. And let this posture be a recognition of all your hard work. It isn't always easy to show up to yoga, especially for an online class. So thank yourself for being here today, for making the time. And then push yourself up to a comfortable seat facing the sound of my voice. Your eyes can be closed. And once you're there, hands together at heart center, maybe palms together or two hands over the heart. It's up to you. Inhale your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, slide them down your back. Sitting nice and tall, take one more breath in. And exhale, bow your chin in gratitude. Maybe put a smile on your face. Lift your head back up when you're ready. Blink your eyes open. Thank you all. Fantastic work today. It was so fun to have such a full class. I appreciate you all being here. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll stick around after class. You can also send me a message or an email, and I will see you next week for the Sunday Sweat Club. Thank you all.